4:30, so that means it's time for Weather Impact Live. What we're doing today is we're going to cover some tropics, and then we're going to try to tap into Bobby Deskins, who's live over in Tampa, because we have a home opener tonight, hence the blue. But let's start off with tropics, and we'll try to link up with Bobby in a little bit. So starting off with how we're doing on the list of names. We're about halfway through the names. Karen would be the next one. But first, we got to get through Jerry, and we're not really looking at any development for a Karen anytime soon, so that's some good news. But Jerry is still out there. It's a tropical storm at this time. Here's your tropical updates. And also notice that the National Hurricane Center did tag this one area that is up to the north, which is pretty interesting. Of course, we don't have to worry about that because that is a far away from home, and it's not really near any land at this time either. But I found it interesting that they went ahead and tagged that. I'm pointing to it with my cursor. That has a 10% chance of development. No biggie there. It is a small, tiny area. But back to good old Jerry. Jerry is down here, not too far from the Leeward Islands. It's about 325 miles east-southeast of the northern Leeward Islands at this time. So they are expecting some tropical storm winds to take effect for that area in the next 24 hours. I'm sure some locations already seeing those winds or feeling those winds. As we look at the stats of Jerry at the top of your screen, has winds at 65 miles per hour. It is the pressure is now at 1,000 millibars. It's moving pretty quickly there, northwest at 18 miles per hour. And again, it is close to the Leeward Islands at this time. So here's the latest spaghetti models. In pretty good agreement. We had some outliers earlier today. See if we get those as we play this out. But right now they're in agreement for the next 24 hours. That's something we'd like to see. So by tomorrow afternoon, which is where this is paused at, we have Jerry that will be passing the Leeward Islands and making its journey to turn toward the north. All right, so getting into the picture a little bit more here, we have some outliers, more than before actually, that take it a little bit further out to the west. And I point this out because we have Bermuda that's right there. So if some of these models play out, which they are just the outliers that you're seeing right here, this could take it a little bit closer to an approach toward Bermuda. And then most of the models you see do have it curving out to sea. So we will keep track on that just for our friends over in Bermuda. I don't think there will be any major effects there. The system is going to pass, it looks like it will pass way to the east of Bermuda, but that's something that we will keep our eye on. Getting into the cone here, so you'll notice that some areas have been extended into that tropical storm warning. We'll dive into those in a little bit more detail. Basically the northern Leeward Islands, that's highlighted in the blue. And then we have portions of the other Leeward Islands that are in the yellow, which would be a tropical storm watch. So again, I have this paused tomorrow morning, which is when it will be making that turn up toward the north a little bit more. By that point, it will be passing by the Leeward Islands. So basically tonight, so the next 24 hours is when they will feel the most effects of Jerry down there by the islands. And then also I did want to note the U.S. Virgin Islands as well as the British Virgin Islands and even portions of Puerto Rico will have some significant rain from this. This will be a rainmaker for those locations, and could have some flooding out that way as well for the U.S. and British Virgin Islands as well as Puerto Rico from Jerry. But moving forward into its track, you can see again Bermuda is way out here missing, let me zoom in, that little speck right there, missing the cone. So that's something we'd like to see, kind of Bermuda missing that, but again they will likely have some wind on the backside as Jerry passes to the east there, and then eventually makes that hard turn off toward the right into the wide Atlantic basin. All right, so getting into the winds here, again, Antigua and Barbuda, they will have the biggest effects of the winds. The winds will also just brush up against the Virgin Islands as well. You see that yellow circle, that's basically highlighting the areas that will have the tropical storm force winds. A little bit stronger winds as you get into that orange circle, playing this timeline out a little bit more. Again, it's really Antigua and Barbuda, which are now under that tropical storm warning, that will have those tropical storm force winds. Moving forward, doesn't really encounter any land, starts to make that approach for Bermuda, but then makes that turn. That's something that we like to see because that means less effect for Bermuda. Now, will this system actually make landfall? A lot of these systems that we've had so far this season have not done so. And one of the reasons why, well, the main reason why these systems continue to turn is because we have that trough that continues to dig in. We have these fronts that pass through our area. We're not complaining because it works as a nice shield blocking these systems from making a journey more westward and threatening the Bahamas or even Florida. So this isn't the only system to do this curve this season. We've seen different variations of the curve, but generally they've all been taking the same track here. So let's get into those watches and warnings, taking a nice zoom in here. Again, you can see portions north of Dominica and Antigua and Barbuda, all under that tropical storm watch, highlighting those areas in yellow in the Leeward Islands. And then we also have portions that are highlighted in the blue, Barbuda mainly. That was the main update for today, that is now under that tropical storm warning. And that's because they are expecting Jerry to make it a closer approach to the northern Leeward Islands tonight. So conditions will worsen in the next couple of hours for those folks out there. Some things that are working against Jerry right here, nothing major, but Jerry is encountering a little bit of shear as well as some Saharan dust. Now, Saharan dust is pretty off to the east there, but you can see in the next couple of hours, the Saharan dust will be traveling slightly out to the east. So it is getting wrapped into that system with that counterclockwise rotation. Although it's not a ton of dust to choke this system out completely, it's enough where it will delay it from strengthening. So you see that it's really not expected to strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane until about Saturday afternoon into Sunday morning. So perhaps the second half of Saturday, we could see it finally turn into a hurricane once it does outrun that Saharan dust. But again, besides the Leeward Islands, no major threats, even Bermuda really just missing this system. So we do have an anniversary for today. We have the anniversary of Milton, which made landfall around Siesta Key about a year ago. And of course, we don't want to look back on that time, but we do have some video that we wanted to share with you just so we can recap. So if you remember, tornadoes were a large part of Milton. That's what you're looking at here. And of course, those strong gusty winds. We had the winds that took the top off of the Tropicana, which is still being rebuilt at this time. And then of course the flooding. This was over in Clearwater, where they had flooding from just inches upon inches of rain dumped in the area. So, you know, this is footage that is very clear in all of our memory. We had basically 3 storms that were back to back to back. So yes. All right, we don't need to keep going over that footage. I know it's hard to look at for some folks. Okay, but I did want to share with you the historical tracks, because anybody that may have just arrived here or just wanted a recap of last year was a doozy, right? We had 3 systems basically back to back. First of all, we had Hurricane Debby in August of 2024. Then we had Hurricane Helene. Debby and Helene, similar tracks. They're both making landfall in the Big Bend area. The problem with Helene, especially Helene being the stronger of the system, you see Debby was a tropical storm, and then eventually made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane, Debby, in the Big Bend area. However, Helene, notice on the colors there, Helene turned into a Category 2 and then a Category 3 and then a Category 4 upon landfall. Now, during that journey, while Helene was traveling up to the north and running parallel to our coast, it had that counterclockwise rotation, and meanwhile pushing just feet of storm surge onto our shoreline, all along the shoreline, and that became the big problem with the Helene. Now for Milton, which was October 2024, It was more of that buzzsaw where it made landfall, kind of cut across the Gulf there, and eventually made landfall as a Category 3 hurricane, with the winds north of landfall moving offshore, temporarily making a reverse storm surge, and then the winds south of the eye where it made landfall, moving onshore. And that's where we had that issue of about 8 feet of storm surge in the Sarasota area. But of course, as we just saw from that video, we also had very strong winds with Milton, and we had inches of rain, feet of rain, that were dumped in our area, eventually wound up to, flooding, feet of flooding, I should say, in our area, and that was outside of where Milton made landfall as well. All right, so they're in my ear. We're going to go to a break really fast, and then we're going to try and connect with Bobby. We'll see you after the break.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called Attorney Dan Newland. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Secure outdoor equipment and generators. Clear debris from around your AC unit and schedule a pre-storm HVAC and electrical inspection.
Those are some great tips, and Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
All right, welcome back. So as I left you off with the tropics before break, now we're going to be talking about some local weather, and we have a live look from Benchmark International Arena over in Tampa, where we will be talking some local weather with our very own Chief Meteorologist, Bobby Deskins.
Because guess what? Saints of Saturn are...
Colleen, it is warm out here for the first day of hockey, but it is exciting. So Ottawa Senators in town at the newly named Benchmark International Arena here in downtown Tampa, and the Lightning are ready to go. They just brought in all the players on the blue carpet. It's warm out here. We've dodged a couple of showers. We had one little sprinkle, that was it. And it looks like a lot of it's going to be passing as we go through the evening hours. So we're not concerned about a whole lot of rain out here. It is warm, I can tell you that, but I'm up here standing in the shade, in the sun. If you're down on the deck there in the shade, it does feel a whole lot better, and there is a nice breeze out here. Exciting night. Obviously, it's going to be cool on the inside, so you'll need your jackets for that. The band's just getting started. Everybody is excited for the Lightning season, and it looks like it's going to be a good one. We've got a great team this year, and we got a little bit more muscle. I can't wait to see the big guy play, Curtis. 6'8". Yeah, let's bring on the Panthers for that, right? Colleen, you can see the band's kicking up here. Still a little bit of a breeze. Lightning dropped the puck just after 7 o'clock tonight. I'll sauce it back to you.
All right, Bobby, looking good out there, getting a nice little suntan with the very few rays of sun that we've had in between these showers. Yeah, so we have some breezy conditions that's on the way, but let's get to the rain first. those breezy winds that are coming in from the east-northeast basically driving in that moisture from the Atlantic. So here's a loop of our satellite and radar. We had a couple clouds to start off the day, but those clouds have started to break apart, giving us some nice sunshine. As Bobby said, it's a little bit warm if you're standing out in the sun, but if you're in the shade, not too bad. He also mentioned how there's some showers out there. You can see one little shower that's north of Tampa moving through the area right now. That's around the Rocky Creek area, Waters Avenue, and south of Tarpon, south of West Chase. So some nice rain, and that's little guy. And then most of the rain that you see is out to the east there, around I-95, jetting over to Polk County, Highlands County, really making that journey from the east coast down to the southwest. So places like Manatee and Sarasota County, as well as Pinellas and Hillsborough County, will have a few of those showers splash your way within the next hour or so. I wanted to give you a larger look of the picture to show you what's going on. We have this trough that's out here to the east. So this is going to try to spin up an area of low pressure. Now, will that turn tropical? No. But what it will do is all along the east coast, it's going to bring extra moisture out that way, as well as some gusty winds. We're going to have some windy conditions in our area too, but we don't have really the moisture that's riding along once this does turn into an area low pressure. We're looking at that this weekend. Again, not expecting this to turn tropical, but what this is going to do is this will get pulled up with a trough that's in our area, you can't see on this map, and eventually travel up to the Carolinas and become a nor'easter. And that will become a problem for the Carolinas. While we, I hate to say we'll have any benefit, but we'll have the benefit of some cooler and drier air moving into our area. But as I mentioned several times now, it will be windy. This is our forecast wind gusts, so keep in mind the sustained speeds will be slightly lower than this, but we'll have wind gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour tonight, and then next couple hours, I should say. And then moving into about 10, 11 o'clock, we'll still have winds gust 20 to 25 miles per hour at times. Now, sustained speeds, you can look for winds around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Will feel nice at night and in the morning. Moving forward into Friday now, the winds start off breezy in the morning, but then really pick up the speed. Look at this. We'll have gusts again, 20 to 25, even 30 miles per hour in some spots as we move into Friday afternoon. And that's as that front passes by. So let's look at Futurecast and show you what we're working with for tonight. Here's that front that's dropping in next couple of hours into tomorrow. Again, we have that northeasterly wind that's driving in the moisture from the Atlantic that will allow a few showers for tonight. But then here we are tomorrow morning, starting off dry but breezy, and then entering into the afternoon. On the back side of that front, around lunchtime, we'll have a couple showers start springing up, especially around 3, 4, 5 o'clock. It's not going to be a washout, but as that front moves through, you'll know it because it will get a little bit cloudier. We'll have that lift that we need, and we'll see a few showers spread across our area. By Friday night, this is at 8 p.m., we start to dry out, and then we're on our way to a fantastic weekend. After the break, I'll tell you more about that great weekend coming up.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called attorney Dan Newton. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
And it's like a movie script. It's family rivalry, betrayal, and murder.
They cover America's most fascinating true crime stories.
One way or another, that's an execution.
Absolutely.
Every case.
Who would want to hurt him?
Every clue.
This is dynamite for an investigator.
Every mystery that keeps you guessing until the very end.
Does everyone's jaws drop?
Dateline, 5 times a week.
Watch weekdays at 4 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. Unique quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
All right, welcome back. When we left off, we were talking about the winds and how breezy it's going to be here in Tampa Bay the next couple of days. In fact, during commercial break, I was looking out our window here and I saw a nice little gust shake the tree out there. There it goes again. So what's been causing all of the wind would be this pressure gradient. What you're looking at here, there's a couple things. Of course, the contour, you see the browns, that would be some drier air, meaning how much moisture do we have to work with in the atmosphere? If we got a downpour, how much could we wring out from the sponge, basically? When you see all the greens that are centered across our area right now, that's when we have moisture-rich air. So that's usually, if we do have rain, that's where we will get those better downpours. Of course, more of that is concentrated across where that trough is at this time, this low pressure that's trying to form. Up to the north, they have an area high pressure that's been pretty dominant here, bringing some drier conditions out that way. But as we move into the next couple of days, that front will dissipate while that low forms. There it is. Looking at Saturday morning now, this will climb up the coast. And notice how it climbs up the coast. That dry air from the north dives in from the other side. Remember, this is a low pressure system. Although it is a nor'easter, it's a little bit different than a tropical low. But at the end of the day, it's still anti-cyclonic. Basically, the winds are going in a counterclockwise direction, right? So with that counterclockwise flow, that's going to pull down on the other side of that low pressure, that drier air from the north, drying us out here in Tampa Bay. And not only that, this is talking about how much available moisture we have for rain. What about the humidity? Well, check this out. As we move into this weekend, you're going to love it. We have some dew points that are starting to fall into that comfy zone. It's a nice break. Saturday, Sunday, even Monday. Monday, the dew points do start to creep back up slowly, but next couple days here, you can look forward to conditions not being so sticky outside. Checking on our temperatures right now, we do have temperatures that are in the that's our feels like temperatures. We have temperatures that feel like they're in the triple digits. Yes, that humidity is still out there. Until we get that front to pass through, it is going to feel a little bit sticky at times. How about our dew points? Well, this is going over the dew point change next 24 hours. Again, you don't see any significant difference here, but I'll try to show this map over the weekend if you tune into our weekend shows, and guaranteed you will see a drop in those dew points, and that is where the lower humidity goes into the forecast. And it's really going to feel fantastic out there. So if you haven't put out your fall decorations yet, you're probably going to want to this weekend. Dew points right now, just for a thumb and measure, are in the mid 70s. So yeah, that's still on the sticky side. Maybe feeling a little bit more relief over in Brooksville with that lower 71 degree dew point. But going back to this map, the humidity trend, you see our dew points drop down into the 60s for Sunday. So that will really feel great. Let's try to get you to your 7-day forecast because, of course, I know a lot of you are looking forward to the weekend and seeing what you can get